one and all to the K.O.E. Nation for a very long time coming single malt Scotch review. I am your King of Extreme, Phil K.O.E., the man of the hour, the man with the power, the man that makes the other podcast cower. And you can, of course, find me at K.O.E. Nation on YouTube, TikTok, and Twitch. And I am joined this evening by my indomitable broadcast partner, the one, the only,
the quadruple distilled, non-chill filtered, 14-time Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast champion, Tony fucking G. Like, share, subscribe to the KOE Nation, of course, and to me at TikTok, Tony the Rod.
Nice. Now, tonight we are reviewing one that I'm shocked it's taken us this long. The beloved, the iconic Cardhu 12-year single malt Scotch. Now, this is, for folks who don't know, the base that goes into any Johnny Walker. Cardhu is the base of every blend. So whether you're talking Johnny Walker Red or Johnny Walker Ghost in Red, Johnny Walker XR21, Johnny Walker King George, all of them have Cardhu in its base blend. And so this is one of the quintessential single malts. Now, there's actually a little bit of controversy because some people say this is a single malt from the Highlands. Some people say it's a Speyside.
Yeah, and Cardhu Distillery is in Morayshire, Scotland. So I guess really, I guess it comes down to where that specifically lands on the map. I'm guessing it's pretty...
all of our thousands of fans across the world that are in Scotland, in that particular area of Morayshire, you let us know, do you consider yourself Highland or Speyside? Because, Tony, we have thousands of fans in that area of Scotland alone that will get right back to us.
Yeah, I mean...
but, like, no, it's actually kind of a fun little game that I've heard a lot of Scotch snobs have where some will say it's a Highland, it's a Speyside, it's Highland, it's Speyside. And, heck, you've kind of played that game with Glenfiddich before, haven't you?
Well, Glenfiddich is a Speyside. Macallan is the one that
okay, that's right.
Could go either way.
Yeah, and unfortunately, Cardhu's kind of in that same weird category.
In that gray area.
Even though I think, like, on the map, it's definitely a Highland, but it's kind of like Macallan. It's like it's definitely on one side, but it's kind of on the other. But this is the essential single malt that, if you've ever seen, it's one of the best advertisements ever. Johnny Walker, the man who walked around the world. And it's a Scottish guy, and he's walking on a path, and he's picking up bottles, and he's explaining the history of Johnny Walker, and he talks about, and then when they were able to get their hands on the lock, stock, and barrel of the great Cardhu, and keeping all the other big blenders from getting their hands on it. Now, what's beautiful about that, if you've never seen it, it's 5 minutes, it's all done in one take. There's not a single cut in that. And so it's one of the better pieces of advertisement acting as well. And so Cardhu is a very essential piece of Scotch history in and of itself. And so now that we've gotten into that tea, I think it's time to bring this essential liquid to our nose.
Cardhu 12. 40% ABV and 80 proof. This one's light, and it's 12 years, though. And this thing is just, this is elegant. It really is.
It's like, it's not peated, but it almost wants to give you the slightest hiss impression of peat.
So yeah, this
in the honey.
Yeah, I can see why people would argue over the nose or the palate being a Speyside or a Highland, because you get that adjacent peat nose that you would get with a Highland. It's not peat, but it's adjacent to it. But that sweetness does definitely drive home the Speyside palate.
Now, I know this is going to be hard to believe, Tony, but I'm also getting a hint of malted barley.
Phil, there just might be a little bit of that in there.
There might. So, yeah, I'm getting a heavy honey, like not like honey from the squeeze bottle, but a honeycomb.
Yeah, that works. I like that.
Like a raw honeycomb.
This is only 80 proof, but on the nose, this does pack a bit of a punch.
Only 80 proof. Tony, tell me that bourbon has ruined you. Telling me.
I think it's implied.
No, I kid. But no, like that is one of the big things that bourbon lovers kind of give a hard time to Scotch is that you got to pull teeth to get anything over 40.
Yeah. This has got a lovely nose. Like, honestly, I love the nose of this. I always have. This is up there in Scotch noses with Dalmore 12.
I think like there's something golden that I can't it's making my mind think of golden, but I can't quite put my finger on it. But well, Tony,
Golden Grams.
Slanjava.
Oh man, that's really
There's the slightest like makes you want to think, is there a kiss of peat here? But it's a little smoky. That's the main thing. And now you kind of get the idea of where Johnny Walker gets a lot of its smoke.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's like Chicken calls it swampy peat, but like that excellent Scotch smoke that you look for.
That's good. Yeah, it's so lovely because anybody who's had Johnny Walker and they're like, yeah, not impressed, who's only had like Johnny Walker Red or Black, they would try this and instantly go,
I'm getting grapefruit.
Oh my gosh, is that like some super high dollar Johnny Walker? No, this is just the base of Johnny Walker, and it comes through tenfold. Like you get all the best qualities of Johnny Walker without all the other trash fucking Scotch that they mix with Cardhu to give you Johnny Walker Red or Black. I'm not wrong.
Let's be frank. Like I'm not going to say Johnny Walker Black is bad because it's a 12-year age statement, but Johnny Walker Red is intended to be mixed. And I do get a feeling that it's inferior whiskeys mixed with Cardhu.
Johnny Walker Red is trash. I don't know what they're using to mix and ruin Cardhu 12 to get Johnny Walker Red, but they should just stop it. Just stop it now. Just stop it.
Johnny Walker Red's too iconic. They can't get rid of it. It's a worldwide metal brand.
You're not making something better, though. You're ruining something that's already good in Cardhu 12. And this is
understandable, but you got to remember, a lot of people don't like single malts because, like, they can be a wee bit inconsistent, as the man who walked around the world commercial said, and that's what makes blends. I mean, Tony, there's a reason why.
So the consistent that people are looking for is bad because that's what Johnny Walker Red is.
It is consistent though.
Yeah, that it is.
You got to give it that.
Yeah.
It's consistent. To you, it's consistently bad, but it is.
It is.
With single malts, it's kind of like wine vintages where some years can be better than others. And so I can understand why some people don't feel like they need to hunt down the perfect single malt for them, and they just want a bottle of blended whiskey to get them through the night for whatever reason. So that I can understand. But yeah, Cardhu is an ascendant single malt and a definite must stop. And one that I think when we do eventually get around to it, I'll probably enter into our Scotch tournament.
Fair.
Now, Tony, we get to the difficult part.
All right.
The grading. For those who don't know, we grade on a 5-star scale. 5 meaning you have to have it before you shuffle off this mortal coil. 0 meaning pass it on by. The K.O.E Nation has advised you well. So, we're going to grade this as a single malt Scotch, as a Scotch, as a whiskey. It's shelving, and for those new to the show, the secret 5th question. So, Tony, as a single malt Scotch, how do you grade Cardhu 12?
As a single malt Scotch, this is one of the nicer ones you're going to be able to find. It's just so pleasant. It's just so inviting. But it's going to be a lot less... It's not niche because it's very, very approachable to even a novice of Scotch. So in that regard, I think it helps and hurts it. So I'm going to give it 3.5 as a single malt.
Oh, wow. I'm going to disagree with you thoroughly. As a single malt Scotch, this is about as prototypical as you can get. This is about as proof of type as you can for single malt Scotch.
But it's not intricate. That's the thing. There's nothing intricate about this. This is very it is the base for blended Scotch. So there's nothing intricate here. To get intricacies, you have to, like Johnny Walker does, blend it.
But because of it being so proof of type, I'm going to disagree with you. Give it 4 stars.
Okay.
It's a single malt Scotch.
So we got.
You did talk me down from. You did talk me down from 4 to 5.
So
but
we got an average of 3.75 as a single malt. That's fair.
It's not too bad.
As
a Scotch.
As a Scotch, yeah, no, I'm going to be a lot more generous. I'm going to give this. I'm going to break the scale a bit and go 3.85. I can't quite give this 4. I just can't, because again, it is a base, but this is really, really good. And if anybody wants to just try Scotch and all they've ever had is a Johnny Walker Red, and they're turned off by it, or they're used to that peat, like, this is so approachable. It's so drinkable. It's just so pleasant to smell, to drink. This is a great bottle. This is a really, really great bottle. This is a great Scotch. Hands down. 3.85.
I'm going to disagree with you. I'm going to be less generous and give it 3.75. I gave it 4 in my previous. As a Scotch, you got to remember, there's a lot of amazing Scotches
and there's a lot of bad Scotch. There's a lot of bad Scotch. And unfortunately, this has been the base for a lot of it.
There is. A lot of it gets mixed in with this to go into Johnny Walker Red, as you'd say.
Yep, exactly.
Okay, now as a whiskey. The wide world of sports.
Whiskey.
I'm going to be honest, I'm going 3.
I was going to say 3.25 as a whiskey because, yeah, this is it's still Scotch. And again, Scotch is niche. It is, but as far as a whiskey goes,
I think Scotch is the highest selling whiskey in the world, so I don't know if it's niche.
Well, okay, but in terms of people who are going to be looking to mix stuff, like if you absolutely had to mix a Scotch like this is going to be in a lot of those mixed Scotch cocktails, whether it's by the name Cardhu 12 or Johnny Walker.
Two most sold whiskey brands in the world. Number 1, Johnny Walker. Number 2, Jack Daniels.
There you go. So
bourbon doesn't even crack the top 2. It's so unfortunate.
Right, winky face. So I think in that regard, it's got to get a little bit higher than 3 as a 3.25 because it is. It's in the base of one of the biggest, highest selling whiskey brands. It is the base of one of the 2 highest selling whiskey brands.
I'll give you that. Now, shelving team.
Oh, this is a middle to top shelf. I'm probably going to go middle, though.
I'll be honest with you. It's if you're a whiskey connoisseur, it's a middle shelf. If you're a whiskey rookie, it's a top shelf.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, like that. Like if you're a rookie into whiskey, you'll be like, "This is the greatest Scotch I've ever had." And until you start exploring really deep, yes, it will be.
Yeah,
it will be the best Scotch you've ever had for at least 10 months to 2 years of your whiskey journey. Yeah. Okay, like that's not unfair. Now, Tony, for those who do not know, the secret 5th question is: when this bottle runs empty, will I seek another one? Do you remember what you paid for your bottle of Cardhu USD? Because I've had this bottle for a couple of years now.
God, yeah, I've had mine about the same. I think you actually picked both of them up at the same time, and we've both kind of been drinking them at the same time.
I think $40.
I was thinking closer to 60.
Okay, I can't remember.
Between 40 and 60, somewhere in there.
Or it's like one of those, like, I got it for $40, and it's like, yeah, Tony, they cost me $60. Totally winky face. Yeah. Like, oh shit, did I just stooge on myself? No, I think you actually are close there because the 18 years, like, basically $100, and that's
okay.
Quick.
So it's around 50, I think.
So when that bottle runs empty, will you seek another one?
Yeah, this is one that I like to have around. It's a great drinker. It's a great sipper. It's a great representation of Scotch, and it presents so nicely.
This is kind of my ease somebody into Scotch. If they say they like Scotch and I pour them one of these and they don't like it, I know they're not really too deep into the world of Scotch yet. Yeah. So just pour them something that's going to be sweet and sherry finished. And it. So, but yes, I will always keep a bottle of Cardhu 12 on hand. Because I'm kind of a Johnny Walker nerd. And so you kind of have to have one on hand to tell the story of Johnny Walker proper.
Yeah.
And so, yes, absolutely. I will always keep one of these on. So, Tony, as I'm known to say around here, all that being said, Thank you for joining us here at the K.O.E Nation for this long time coming review of Cardhu 12, the base of Johnny Walker. Folks, I am your King of Extreme, Phil K.O.E, the man of the hour, the man of the power, the man that makes the other podcast cower. You can, of course, find me at K.O.E Nation on YouTube, TikTok, and Twitch. Please give me a like, share, subscribe. You know it's the right thing to do. And I am signing off and handing it off to my indomitable broadcast partner, Tony G. Take it away.
Another lovely Scotch, a 12-year. Who? Cardhu. That's who. 12 years. Get you a bottle if you haven't tried it. I'm humbly Tony G. Thank you for joining us. We'll catch you next time.
Smooths itself out.
Get back, tell you what I'll do. If I ever get back, I promise to refabricate you. Raging rivers of gold. That's what the brochure advertised. And now we're lost, we gotta take it down. Let you down slow, it's hard to survive. El Dorado. Oh, Lord. Well, let's see how that one went.
Yeah. See.